it's no way. There's no way. Charlamagne's my nigga. He could never be bought. That's my nigga right there. That's my guy. That's my boy. He couldn't be bought.
Like I said, 5 years from now, what is Times Square going to look like? Who is going to make this kind of investment in the Times Square? When you look at all the benefits that they were going to provide, all of the dollars that they were going to provide, where's that money going to come from now? Like, what is Times Square going to look like 5 years from now?
Thank you. As you can tell by Dez's accent, she's from the Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn. This is what New York really looks like. The programs and things that we've done, and not to highlight what we would like to do with the casino, but something we've been doing 21 years with the scholarship, the job fair. We're 6 years into reform. These are things that we do naturally because it's who we are. So the alignment with Caesars and SL Green, it was important for us that these things are included. Obviously I came up through sports and entertainment, sports too. I built my career around entertainment and culture. And again, a homegrown talent from Brooklyn and the Bronx. And, the things that he's built within New York. And then Times Square being the perfect place for us. I think that I'm trying to reserve myself from it's a very good idea. Very good alignment for us to fulfill the promise of Times Square. And it goes beyond gaming for us.
I love my people. I wouldn't want to be anything but a black man. If God asked me in the next life what race I want to come back as, I'm picking black every day of the week and twice on Sundays. But I feel like some of us should be slaves again. Because it just, the way we operate, we are so easily moved by the dumbest shit.
Welcome back, and what's good? This is the Furious Robinson podcast, and I'm your host, Furious, your curator of conversation, wordsmith aficionado, voted most likely to be trending down the timeline. Hit the like button early, drop a comment, sub to the channel. I'm here with my co-host, G.
Good, it's your boy, the G Code, tapping in with you today, and I'm never telling you what to do, just giving you a perspective on how to think.
Let's just get right into it. So Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, and a host of others are now trying to build Caesar's Palace in Times Square, and they just got rejected. 4-2 vote. And the tough thing to me is I see the vision. 150,000 square feet, 4 restaurants, a hotel, and then you layer that with a massive casino. What could go wrong? And we're getting grants to the community. We're building museums. We got people tapping in on the radio, giving critiques.
About Jay-Z and him trying to bring the casino to Times Square in partnership with Caesars Entertainment and SL Green. Well, yesterday, Wednesday, a state board rejected the Times Square casino bid.
Why does the community need a casino in the middle of Times Square at that?
At the end of the day, you got Jay-Z tapped into it, the culture of the culture in New York City. It's love, but at the end of the day, they just decided it wasn't a good business decision, and that should just be respected for what it was. So
you know it. We met the standard and then some, and the only one with courage to stand up is the governor and the mayor appointees, and everybody else runs and hides. Go run and hide. Because what you did, the benefits you denied this community and this city and state, you have to live with that history forever.
When I see powerful men, CEOs, crying and essentially complaining about power deals, they were set up to make $23 billion. I'm looking at this in the sense of, you didn't get what you wanted. So when you didn't pay everyone off, that 4-2 vote looks crazy. But at the end of the day, when I look at a casino, I'm thinking of a lot of degenerate actions, alcoholism, gambling, and then, I don't want to say it, escorting and prostitution. I'm sorry. It comes with the territory and it comes with the beast. So I know that they're granting a lot of things within the community of NYC. I get it. There's a museum. There's a couple of other things. But I know the CEO, Mark Holliday, was looking forward to eating at those restaurants, hanging out in that hotel, and watching people waste and finagle their money in real time.
And that's a good point you bring up, because it's really just a business move, and the council or the board who just decided to no on the vote is just looking at it as it not being a good business move. I mean, take a look at what happened with the Barclays. Like, they promised a lot in that scenario as well. It came up with some affordable housing, but that was delayed for years. It was fewer units than they originally spoke about. Part-time, low-wage jobs was given, but nothing was long-term. So it just lets you see, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, those promises that they give are great, but it's not exactly sure that that's going to come out to be what it is.
You have these media pundits, these talking heads, these essential Rock Nation brunch fanatics, these whole fanatics. They want the invite to the $180 million mansion. I'm sorry, Lauren LaRosa, you got to stop, because when you tweet things like this into the void, when you babble like this and waffle along via tweet, I got to wake it up. I'm sorry. Today, I went to a press conference about the casino Jay-Z is trying to bring to Times Square. After attending, I realized we are really our own biggest haters. We, as in humans, not even just black people, as the human race in general, we are just miserable haters, yo, LOL. Because ain't no reason why everyone should be speaking against the damn casino coming at all. I'll be talking about the press conference tomorrow in detail on The Breakfast Club. This is the nastiest digital footprint I've seen in a long time. We have to stop. There's a lot of things you could have said about a casino, and this was not one of them. I understand you're under the Rock Nation payola. I get it. You have to appease to Jay-Z and Des Perez. I understand, but you could at least give some pushback. You could at least bring up the negative effects this may have on the community, the traffic. You could have brought up anything, Broadway, anything, but no, you called everyone miserable haters for not wanting a casino in their neighborhood. Have we not been to Atlantic City? Have we not been to Vegas? Like, why are we acting like Vegas is not a rat hole? Because I don't see people walking into casinos and changing their financial life. If anything, they're going into the red. And that's the nasty part about this tweet as a whole.
I will tell you, people are pretty upset. Like, there are people who are upset that people even wanted this to happen in the first place, as we know. But there are people that feel like it should have happened. But there are people who are mad that things like this are happening. That, this CEO, but then also Des Perez, who is Jay-Z's right hand, are coming out and making statements about this, stating that, this is something that the community needed. So we received a statement from Rock Nation CEO Desiree Perez, and she was responding to the bid being denied. And she said, "Thank you to Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams for standing up for NYC. Unfortunately, not every politician has the courage and the foresight to do what's right for their constituents."
Like I said, 5 years from now, what is Times Square going to look like? Who is going to make this kind of investment in the Times Square? When you look at all the benefits that they were going to provide, all of the dollars that they were going to provide, where's that money going to come from now? Like, what is Times Square going to look like 5 years from now?
Charlemagne? Oh, hell no. Humbug cloud, dog. I know that ain't who I think it is, bro. I know that ain't who I think it is, bro. I know this ain't... Yo, this is my brother. I know this ain't who I... Charlemagne? I know this ain't who I think it is, bro. Charlemagne? Pop by a casino association committee hearing and express his support? I'm gonna be honest with you. Charlemagne is my nigga so much, I don't think he could be bought. This must be like a mistake. He must have been just hanging in New York City with nothing to do. Somebody texted him and he just swung by. Probably was looking for, like, he was trying to see the Alicia Keys performance, and he was just caught up in the mix, and they just gave him a mic and he said a couple words, and there's no way. It's no way.
Not even to hate too much on Jay-Z or The Breakfast Club. We can take a step back. There's a book called Addiction by Design by Natasha Dow-Schul. It shows how casinos are literally engineered to create addicts. Slot machine, reward cycles, lights, sounds, it's all designed to trap you in a think tank or a hamster wheel in real time. They call it the machine zone, where time, money, and control vanish. So when you hear about a $5 billion casino play in Times Square, it's not just entertainment. It's an addiction machine planted in the middle of New York. And that's where the backlash is coming from. Someone do your homework. Someone wake up. When you build a casino, they're built like these mazes and labyrinths. So you get locked in. You try to find a corner. You try to tuck in like a little rat. That's how they explained it in this book. They explain it as people as rats because you want to find a corner, a hole to fall into so you can feel safe and you can have some privacy. And then crazy enough, the machines in casinos now have an algorithm built into it and it studies your speed. So how you can swipe online on TikTok and doom scroll, machines in Vegas and every other casino involved have these algorithms built in, so good luck. And that's a tough thing. When you get this type of community pushback where people don't necessarily feel that your intentions are the best, why would anyone want this in their community? Yeah, sure, we'll get some tax grants, but looking at the congestion, looking at crime increases, there's a lot of other variables at play. And that's the tough part that I think that when you're a CEO and when you're just at these levels, these C-level suites, you're in these luxury homes, you don't have a bird's eye view of what's actually happening in the community. And that's where things are getting lost. Jay-Z may be falling into that world where he's not on a level where he's actually still tapped into the culture.
Jay-Z's the homie. You want to make sure you keep ties. Love all of the gang, the loyalty, everything of that nature there. But when you just lay out the pros and the cons, it's not in favor of New York City. And that's just what it is. The fact Jay-Z is associated is what makes everybody upset.
Thank you. As you can tell by Dez's accent, she's from the Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn. This is what New York really looks like. The programs and things that we've done, and not to highlight what we would like to do with the casino, but something we've been doing 21 years with the scholarship, the job fair. We're 6 years into reform. These are things that we do naturally because it's who we are. So the alignment.
Jay-Z is trying to align his pockets. And I can play a little bit of devil's advocate here. I understand. People are going to say, oh, but the white billionaires do it, but they do it. Why can't we do it? We got to stop the rhetoric. It's getting nasty outside. Jay-Z just said a bunch of nothing. So I can fully understand how Broadway and the New York community centered around Times Square didn't want this massive complex centered in their neighborhood. Gee, didn't you just go to Costa Rica?
Yeah, man, that shit was crazy, man, when you actually think about it. So I went to visit this small town in Costa Rica. And when we got there, it was just a casino. That was really what there was for entertainment solely. They had a couple clubs and bars too, but that was like the main spot. And when you walked in there, bro, it was just nothing but escorts, alcoholism and gambling. So like, and none of that was poured back into the community. When you went outside, there wasn't no new infrastructures, no new businesses, nothing like that, man. So it just shows you, man, the casinos don't really give any type of promise or profit back to the cities.
You can take a small sample size, like a small community in Costa Rica, and just bite size it and bring it to New York. Now, yes, some of these things may help the community early on. This is going to look like a master play. But then as time goes on, you'll see the detriments to the community over time. And that's what people are not thinking about. Where do people go when they actually need to survive? They're going to go to that casino because they know they can figure out a play within that casino to make it shake and bake. And that's how I look at it. I'm not saying that every single casino, there's essentially diabolical deeds happening in real time, because I understand these are businesses and LLCs that are essentially for profit, and people understand what they're getting into once they walk into those doors. But I gracefully digress. This is the Furious Robinson podcast, a Sick Times Media production. G, let them know where you at on all socials.
Tap in with me on Instagram at the G Code.
Big facts, and you know me, I'm on all handles at Furious Robinson. Stay dangerous.